Hey everybody, welcome to today's show. Latest episode of the Old School Cannabis Project with myself, Blue Sky Smoke Law Rich. I'm very pleased to be back with our old friend Mr. Sour in Spain. Yeah, man, really cool to have you back on. Everybody loved your last episode, and it's nice to have somebody cool on and not have to be talking about complete scum in the industry for a change. So welcome to the show, bro.
Thank you, guys. It's ever a pleasure coming the podcast and talk about the serious genetics, talk about serious effect, positive effect from real cannabis.
Yeah, man. Well, last time you came on, you talked about the white truffle that you found, the genuine, actual
Yeah,
white truffle,
okay. The
like the
last the
white
last
truffle.
time I've been in and I spoke about the boss park, I find the plant was like a white truffle, ammonia. It was very unique
And
on the bouquet, so on the nose, and also on the effect.
yeah, and we were talking about actual white truffle, the fungus, I guess you'd call it. Is that right? Not the white
Exact.
truffle that comes from the woman abusing fake Rasta
No,
asshole
no,
belief.
no. We talk about the natural white truffle, Micos. Yeah, you can find in the Italian north in the forest. Yes, yes.
Okay, yeah, that was a cool
Was
episode.
very unique for me, Blue, because I have very earthy plants, but never I had a white truffle. Proper distinct white truffle.
Did you keep it?
I lose that. I
Damn.
lose that because yeah, I need to move the house and I lose, but I still have some boss pack. I still have some seeds from the Terpstown ticket. So the old Fino Hunters pack. I think I have 10 and 10. So soon I pop them.
All right, cool. Well, today you're on to talk about something that you told me about that sounded super interesting. One, for the terp profile, and two, about the potency. First, you told me you said you have something that smells like rotten octopus and
Yeah,
ammonia, and you said it was way more powerful than sour D. And as I've
yeah.
always said, sour D's okay, chems are okay, but old timer one did have better, more potent plants, and there is much better to be
I
found.
think, sorry, I stop you, Blue. I think in all the modern cannabis, the viroid, the latent viroid,
Yeah.
do a lot of game. So in sour diesel, we know stay the tobacco virus from the cam dog. Okay. In the OG Kush, stay the mosaic. Then the Girl Scout cookies is the triumph of Oplat and Voirat. So what I really understand, what I really test in your cannabis is the essential oil are real. It's not modified by latent viroids. So this one, what I want to talk about today, was very weird and unusual terps. Plant full of putridine and necrosin terps, almost disappear in the new cannabis industry. Yeah, otherwise you do, I think, a grow room with 100 light, 1,000 clone of this necrotic. You think you have a cemetery inside the grow room. So I think also the market go in this silly side, like a cream, like a candy shop, also for commercial reason. By
Well,
cannabis, I find something unique. Yeah, the effect was literally most powerful than sour diesel. So if you know sour diesel, this type of effect like a trippy, you see it and you fly with the mind, introspective, all this stuff. Then in your cannabis was the Terstown, was yeah the TTT, so
yeah.
the old Phenohunters Park. I find this exemplar on 13 was the unique, real putrid, necrotic, real chloro, real fucking ammonia.
Yeah.
and it was very weird because I can't forget when it was dry was something like a ammonia, but not from piss, not from like a proper from body decomposition.
All
Okay,
right. Yeah.
remember me exactly like a octopus or squid. When you put out from the water and you put down the sun, start to smell like ammonia, softly ammonia. I remember me exactly this. But then when I dried the flower, was crazy because it was this strong putrid ammonia, necrotic ammonia, and curry real blue. Okay, when it was dry, have this base, strong base of ammonia, but after come out curry, eucalypto, and something like I don't know, piney, candy piney, something like this was very weird, unique, unique. I never smell stuff like this, but also the looking was unique. Was exactly like a skunk, but the sativa side, like a hazy, strong hazy threat.
Yeah.
Unique,
Well, I
absolutely
want to
unique.
clarify. I'm not just an out and out hater on all other genetics, and I don't just say, I'm not trying to hate on Camel, Sour, and Diesel, and all that. I think they're all okay and pretty good, but I've just had wider experience than most people of truly fucking exceptional genetics from the old timer one gene pool. So I do know 1,000,000% facts, and it's nice to have people like yourself who's also experienced with the chems and the sours to back me up that there is better out there. You know, everybody's just, built it up to be such legendary things that can't be better. Sour's the best, Keb's the best. Well, it fucking ain't. I'm sorry. Them guys did a good job preserving it over the years and this, that, and the other. But there's
Oh, but
better on the
you're
scene
right,
now.
Blue. You are totally right, Blue. I talk about completely different things. That's genetics. They are okay. They are cool. Is
Yeah.
all day long smoking is okay. But if we talk about medicinal
Yeah.
benefits of the mind and the body, I don't know. I don't know. I feel in your very different high, very different mental situation. You're not confused. It's different.
Yeah.
How can I explain? It's like you feel like this type of touching the pineal gland, okay?
Yes.
Like LSD, very lighty, like shrooms, microdosing for shrooms, all this stuff. Give the real medicinal plant and shrooms. You get what I mean? It's different effect because I think the gene pool is not touched by it's not like alterate, not touched, alterate by something for pull out possible more gas, more hydrocarbon, more cream and gelato. You get what I mean or not?
Bro, I totally get what you mean. I'm going to tell you,
Okay,
we've got a
okay,
lot
cool,
more. We've
cool,
got a lot.
cool.
We've got a lot more information coming down the line that I've not released yet, which ties into what you're saying. We're talking about pineal gland activating cannabis, frequency modulating cannabis, spiritual
That's
cannabis.
it, Blue. Frequency activate, that's it. You get what I mean?
Yeah,
You
of
get
course I do, bro.
exactly what I mean. Awaken your third eye and
Mm-hmm.
like medicate yourself only with your own vibration, with the positive mind memories, all the good memories you have in the mind. So stimulate this and make your pineal gland vibing, produce more adrenochrome, and cure yourself. That's it. You get what I mean. You
I
get exactly
100%
what
get
I
what you
mean.
mean. And I don't give a fuck
Yeah.
about what anybody listening who doesn't agree or doesn't understand thinks. My genetics are truly exceptional in that they are incredibly spiritual. They reconnect you to God. They fucking basically
It's
stop.
true, brother.
They
It's true. Your
stop, right?
genetics
Let me tell you something, bro.
reconnected, reconnected with the light.
Yeah.
When I smoke your genetics, I feel enlightened. Also,
Yes.
okay, the terps are not the best if you are usually smoke cookies, if you usually smoke Skittles. Um, it's very different, but when you blow in the smoke, I totally understand what you mean. Okay, what is the real difference between commercial? Yeah, pretty but commercial and real, like almost
Real cannabis.
untouched. Yes, yes,
Yeah.
real marijuana,
And
real
as you said
cannabis
earlier
plant of marijuana.
about it being unaltered, that's right. I do not introduce any of this post 2000 dog shit. And not even that. I just don't bring anybody else's genetics into contact with old timer ones. That gene pool does not need anything from the outside. There's nothing outside that's going to improve upon it. It's only going to fucking make it worse. So I'd never breed outside of my own gene pool that I've created from old timer one. And also, as you mentioned, all those viruses like hop latent and this, that, and the other that's out in, all the other California crap, basically, all the American crap now that's infected with
Yeah,
all
it's
this
a
shit.
lab experiment, brother.
Yeah.
They are lab experiments
Yeah.
only. It's not fucking organic cannabis more. Also, they thinking, yeah, by the seeds I grow organic and no till, but it's infected the seeds inside. It's
Yeah.
all the viroid out. And then in your is completely different. Okay, listen this, Blue. I fucking go to strip your plant outside. And you know, outside in Andalusia on July, how is the temperature? It's up on
Yeah.
42, 45 degrees, okay?
Yeah.
Listen this because it's absolutely crazy. So one branch go in the ground and touch the good soil. Have a good soil. I prepare very good soil, like in a yugal culture. So I dig a hole. I full with a branch of tree, uh, hay. Let them shit from donkey. I do a very good yugal culture, so it was full of microbes, good microbes. But your branch was the only one go in the ground and rooting with a normal light with a fucking 45 degrees. And absolutely. So this is meaning in your cannabis, stay something more. I don't know what because I don't have the lab for testing proper all the fiber from the branch, but your branch root in the fucking 45 degrees without enough humidity, all this bullshit from these new cannabis plants from the modern cannabis world. It's
Yeah.
completely different. I don't know why, but I never see. Also, I had cheese, but cheese don't do this. And in theory, cheese is a recessive trait of a skunk number one.
Yeah.
Don't do this. Your plant are more strong.
Well, don't
They are
forget,
very
skunk number
vigorous.
one is a load of crap created by that federal agent Sam Skunkman, aka Dave Watson, and it was already ruined. Skunk was ruined by the time of the 80s, anyway, the late 80s and the mid 80s. It's just I don't give a fuck. I'm not trying to like sugarcoat things. I don't give a fuck who I offend anymore. My genetics are the best that exist on the face of the earth because Old Timer One was the greatest ever to do it. He collected the best genetics. He did the best selections. He kept them pure. There's no, as you say, no diseases. There's no cross contamination with any other breeder's crap. There's no cookies in it. I don't care. I'm not on Instagram anymore, particularly much. I've had 100 accounts on Instagram. I'm not trying to sell seeds to America anymore. I'm doing things in the UK and Europe. So I don't need to pretend or sugarcoat or fucking not tell the truth. I don't give a fuck. This old timer one gene pool is
Yeah,
vastly
brother. Look,
superior to anything else out there.
you need to push in your way like you're doing, and don't worry, the real person arrive because it's totally waste your time bring these seeds in the infected minds
Yeah.
where the mind are infected they can understand. You get me? More you need to understand too. Okay, I can enjoy and understand your genetics. Why? Because I've been in an exotic place, so I smoke the landrace like Colombia, Panama, Africa. So if you are not have that type of experience with the real cannabis, with real landrace, you can understand the real heirloom like you have because
Yeah.
they are normally smoke. Also, you smoke sour diesel, no G or chem dog. But brother, they are infected with the viroid for put out the gas, put out the fuel, put up the piney, put out this. You know what do reserva privata with their OG. I don't know, from a cam dog with a tobacco viroid inside for put out the petrol, this side. Oh, all these small tips for modify the cannabis bouquet.
Yeah.
So for have more hints of some traits they want and put down the bitter acid. Like in the Girl Scout cookies, they create the Girl Scout cookies with all blood and boiled, brother. Girl Scout cookies is only a old skunk infected, like this putrid necrosin skunk. They infected with all blood and boiled. So put down the bitter acid, put out the funk, all these probiotical fermentation, chloro, and put up all terpenoid and flavonoid. So you have this fucking beautiful plant completely purple, reddish, with a full of resin. But inside the resin don't stay the essential oil, or stay but not reflects the quantity of the resin with essential oil. It's not in equilibrium the chromosome
Bro, let's
because it's
not even talk
altered.
about Girl Scout cookies anymore. It's all spiritually dead garbage. As far as I'm concerned, OGs, cookies, chems, sours, if every single one of them disappeared off the face of the earth today, I won't give the slightest shit because I got way better. And that goes
Yes,
for pretty much
brother.
everything out there. We don't need that shit no more. People, like, the reason this gene pool's not being promoted is one, it was deliberately destroyed, most of it by Dave Watson, and then it's been continued to be downplayed and suppressed by other scum like Kevin Jodrey today, because all these characters work for the government and work for agencies who are deliberately trying to destroy spiritually and
The
frequency
person,
alive
yes, yes.
cannabis.
Yes, I get you. They look for
It's
put
not an
out the
accident,
ego
bro.
part. They looking for put out the ego part from the person, not the love and the union, not the ego. And you need to be separate each other. You get me? Also, this marijuana when you smoke, also OG Kush, sour diesel, you feel like incredible. You feel the only God in earth. Then with your cannabis, it's completely opposite. You looking for love. You looking for union. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
That's that for me is the real difference. Your plant genetics is very good for keep the person united, keep the person in full of love with nature, with themselves, with the
Yes.
others. Then
What you said
this
there about
modern cannabis
nature.
is completely different. It make you out from the nature. You don't feel more the nature. You don't feel more who stay around you. You hate, I don't know, all your person around you work with marijuana. You hate because you thinking you are the best. That's very weird.
Yeah,
I don't
what you
know. It's
said
weird.
about nature, bro, is absolutely true. When you smoke my spiritual genetics, you feel close to nature. You feel glad to be part of creation. You feel closer to God. You feel more inclined to spirituality and to prayer. And it's energizing and motivating and creative and joy inspiring and all of the good and positive things that most people don't even know cannabis can be anymore, because most of the kids out there have got no experience of anything before the year 2000, and most of them in the last 15 years. Anybody who's only got experience of cannabis that was bred in the last 15 years does not know the slightest thing about what cannabis is and can be. They just know absolute garbage promoted by dickheads like Burner.
Yes, exactly. Berner is the proper the pinnacle of the garbage.
Yeah, he
I'm
is the
sorry I say
McDonald's.
this, but I need to because promoting very infected cannabis kill the person too. Cioè, till the sour diesel and OG Kush, you still have some part of your brain curing, the other come out the ego. So it's an half and half. But with the cookies, it's the triumph of the real garbage. It's completely
Yeah,
garbage. All the cookies have three terps.
the
All
triumph
the
of
cookies, if
garbage.
you fertilize or not fertilize, have the same terps. Your depend from the soil, change completely the terminology. This stuff, no, it's completely same. Don't have I don't know, don't have much to say more.
This
Really,
is this
better
is a
we talk
divine
about your
technology,
cannabis.
bro. I think of it as a
Yeah.
divine technology. This set of
But
genetics.
more the things also I get from your genetics is blue. When I smoke a spliff or a bong, because I smoke only bong, of your stuff, I'm okay for hours and I'm looking for more. Then, if I smoke, I don't know, I talk about, for example, a gram of your boss pack, so full of acid. We take an example, the truffle one.
Yeah.
Okay, I smoke a gram. I stay okay for like a 5, 6 hours because also this funk, this chloro, this gas in the mouth, real gas, is heavy. Okay, it's heavy. Then, if I smoke the gas, the gas from sour diesel OG, I smoke 1 gram. After 1 hour, 1 hour and a half, I want another bong.
Yeah.
Okay, and really make me lazy. You smoke a gram, I go fucking swim, I go run, I go on skateboarding. You get it's different.
Bro,
It's very
you're backing up
different.
exactly what I've been saying, because recently I've been lucky to get a lot of stuff off Credence Craft, who's been growing my stuff in the UK. And everything you just described is everything that I've been telling people on recent podcasts. More energizing. And as you say, it lasts for 5 or 6 hours. If you smoke a big spliff or a bong in morning 9 o'clock, you can still feel it maybe 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the
Yes,
afternoon.
yes, of course, Blue. Till 2, 3 o'clock, if you smoke 9 o'clock in the morning, you are completely relaxing, creative, introspective. So
And I'm
it's
a
a
heavy
lot of
smoker.
hour.
I'm a lifelong heavy smoker. And I'll tell you something really interesting, which I just told Rich earlier, right? This has never happened to me before. And this is the reason why. In nearly 30 years of smoking, and particularly the last 2025, there's not been a day where I didn't smoke, right? And if it looked like, kids today don't know about the concept of a drought, but back as say to the early to mid 2000s, we were still experiencing droughts occasionally in the UK because there wasn't the home growing revolution that's took place. Now you can always find weed if you want it, yeah. But back in the day, 20, 30 years ago, you might experience a drought period, yeah. And if I was
Yeah,
ever experiencing or thinking there was going to be a drought, I'd get on a plane, go to a different fucking country, get something and bring it back. Yeah. I would not go
yes,
one day without smoking. No fucking chance. And that has been the way pretty much right up until this year. I wouldn't contemplate taking a day off, right? I'd always want it to sleep at least. And where I've been having lots of Credence Crafts, beautiful sun grown outdoor UK grown Terp Town tickets and things like that, where like maybe I'd be waiting for him to send me something. Oh, I couldn't make it today, bro. I'll send it tomorrow. So then I gradually had one day off. I thought, oh, fuck it. It's coming in another day. I won't get anything else as a stopgap. And once I'd experienced that a couple of times, um, what it is now, it's like when you've experienced the old time of one gene pool, you just don't want, if you can't get it, you don't want anything else. And when you don't have it, you're not craving that anything else because
exactly. I almost
anything
say
else
you.
doesn't come close.
Exactly. Don't give this dependence like a cocaine
So it's
because
almost
this new
broken
marijuana
my, yeah,
with the target terpenology, so they put up flavonoid and terpenoid, you are completely intoxicated. You you see proper the point.
yeah.
Exactly, Blue.
Well,
You
bro,
don't
do you
get
know
in
what? This
crazy
has
if you
never
don't
happened
have
to me
a
in my
spliff.
life.
But if you offer other person a spliff of OG Kush, you do a couple of talks. You say, yes, okay, but I need my marijuana. You get what I mean?
Yeah. Like it's about 3 weeks today. I've not bothered smoking anybody else's here because I'm waiting for some more blue sky stuff to be ready off a couple of other people in the UK. So I'm just not going out of my way to find anything else particularly. And I'm certainly not going to pay the stupid prices for mediocre crap that's on the market today. So I've literally been 3 weeks now without smoking and I've slept okay. Like in the past, I would never sleep, I'd have shit sleep. But it's like something has changed and a switch has been flipped. And I'm just like not dependent or on that fucking garbage that was out there. I'm just
Yes, brother. I
totally
think
happy to wait until I have the real
this
stuff.
depend, brother. I think this depend from the putrid and necrozen. Okay, because for me, is this. It's like when you say, yeah, I smoke, but I don't really particularly want to smoke more.
Yeah.
with your. Then the other, yes, because don't have the funk, don't have this part of putrid. For me, it's the putrid side is the real medicinal. Is the real you get with the
I do get
medicinal
what you
part.
mean with regards to potency,
For
but to be
these
honest,
dams, the dams they want to put out with different viroids. For me, this is the point. Not create a better hybrid for market. No, no. They want to put out the medicine from the normal person. For me, when you put out these two very important terpenology, so the funk, the necrosin, the putridine, the real things is the plant is no more alkaloid, it's no more medicinal.
yeah,
Okay? For me, the point is this. And the
putrescine and
government know,
cadaverine are
the
found in
Pfizer
my
know, all
genetics,
this
bro.
pharmaceutical industry study the cannabis from 1970 and fucking rape, destroy. If for this, because them understand which is the real part. We don't need to keep. Is this, is the funk, is
Yeah,
the carcass one, is
yeah,
all this stuff.
yeah. That was what
Because,
Dave
bro,
Watson
if you
did.
smoke a real, this one I mentioned it before, was real rotten uh, carcass. When you smoke this, you don't want another, and you feel very good. You get what I mean? Because
Yeah,
smoke a carcass is not very a place you you get what I mean. Then if I smoke like OG Kush, wow, all these stairs, candy lemon, pure diesel, and piney, it's nice on the palate. You get what I mean? So you go there, you go there, you go there. And you see, you put out your tolerance and don't have more the medicinal effect on your body. Then you smoke one, you don't want to smoke more for minimum 10 hours. You're okay. And all this funk also work on put out the necrotic bacteria. You get me? Because you have in your smell, in your mouth, so don't get inside your body. I think it's this. So you don't get bad vibration, bad things in your body with
yeah,
this cannabis.
yeah. It definitely
It's very
works,
complex what we talk about today, yeah? Because we talk about the mind technology with your marijuana. So the real connoisseur can understand.
bro.
But for me, it's this. For me,
You
is the totally this. Is the necrosin and the putridine is the real part, medicinal part. Then all the other terms is not. Can be just antidepressive, anti-inflammatory, but your stuff cure the mind disease. Okay, the psycho disease, all these I don't know, possible trauma, mind trauma, all this stuff. Your marijuana cure this, all this issue. Then the modern cannabis, no. From chem dog, we lose the medicinal cannabis. Skunk number one is not medicinal.
dog shit.
Yeah,
Basically,
dog shit, no, but it's not medicinal. Your is
it
another
is
level.
dog
Your
shit, bro. It is dog shit. It's fucking crap.
yeah.
It's fucking sweet, mediocre shit yielding. It's a load of bollocks that should be consigned to history. Now, everything you just said is right because it is working on the mind, the body, and the soul as well. And there's going to be, you're going to really enjoy the information that is upcoming that I'm going to be putting out on a larger podcast. I'm not going to reveal the information here on mine because I don't have the reach and I don't want to give this information to the scum in the community that have already shown themselves to be scum for them to try and make as a talking point for themselves before and reach a larger audience than me because these twats like to try and keep me out of the community's awareness. So I'm going to be going on some bigger podcasts soon in the UK, and I'm going to be releasing information very much in line with what you're saying, but more specific. I'll give the specifics, and it'll be things that no one's ever really ever said about cannabis before, and it's the real reason why they wanted it destroyed and why everybody in the community, basically of breeders or in the likes of Kevin Jodrey, are still trying to stop the wider community from accessing this because my genetics have properties that no others fucking have, you know? And they only legalized cannabis and decriminalized it and made it available in the way that it's now available and stopped persecuting people for possession and growing, etc. when what they were able to possess and grow was spiritually dead fucking garbage, you know, which is what
Exactly.
all the
They
fucking gene
they
pool of
give
today
the
is.
legalization in US proper for infected everyone. They give the legalization when Stargate got cookies. Look, legalization everywhere. Stargate Scout cookies. That smell rotten, bro. You get what I mean? So the legalization make everyone fucking infected in the mind.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's
Look, the
been,
legalization exactly uh, happen when come out Girl Scout cookies. What the fuck is strange, huh?
and how do we know what cookies is? I reckon cookies was the first mass-produced genetically modified strain, because when it come out, nobody could tell you exactly what it is or was, and there was reasons behind that. I
Brother,
think it,
look. We don't need to look in this side, but look in this other side. Now I mention you. You see only who breed and sell the cookies, seeds and flowers. Look, the cookies farm. They are gangster. Is something non-natural. Still OG Kush and Sour Diesel, still breeders, but humble person. From cookies come out gangster, um, rapers, or person have a psychotic mind problem. So if you will look basically all in this side, already saying, okay, okay, cookies is something wrong. It's not natural. It's come from laboratory because it's infected cannabis. It's old school skunk infected with oplat and poiret. It's these girls got cookies. For this have the gland 3 times bigger than the other cannabis. For this, they create properties for do the whole plant fresh frozen. So you completely keep the whole plant embodied in the fresh situation. So all infected. If you see around the Girl Scout cookies, you can smoke. It's shit. You need to wash, and you need to wash from fresh flowers. But why? Now you understand why. So all the person are super infected, are super fucking. I don't know. You get
let's
what I
not
mean?
just concentrate on Girl Scout cookies and gelato and all the derivatives of that nonsense. I've pretty much find, without exception, that anything of the last 15, 20 years, it just has the same effects. None of it has different effects. None of it's got diverse effects. It's all got the same short-term boredom inducing effects. You know, it's absolute trash. And there's people out there, you know, showing their machine trimmed, LED grown, salt grown cookie garbage like it's elite cannabis, and it's absolute trash that should be thrown in the bin.
Yes, yes, I agree with this. I agree with this. Um,
The kids just
for
do
me,
not know any better, and that goes to anybody who's only got experience of like anything grown in the last 15 or 20 years, because after 2000 it
yeah,
went downhill.
from basically from 90, second part of the 90 is
Yeah,
all gone completely. Same effect, only more powerful possible in cookie side, but you are confused. It's not the high of marijuana. It's not
no.
this type of high make you creative. No, no, you are lazy. You want to eat donuts. You want to eat crappy food, fast food because you are too starved. You get what I mean? All
Yeah,
this stuff make you completely unuseful.
you're hitting on many points, bro, that are going to be revealed in greater depth when I let this information out as well. But you're very right. I've been using AI to an extent, and it says many of the things that you say about cookies being a strain that invokes gluttony and all the negative aspects of people's personalities, and people don't
Exactly.
understand.
Negative part of all the person. So put out with your, I stimulate the good memories. With the cookies, you stimulate the hate. You stimulate the bad memory you have in the mind. You're right. Yeah, you're exactly right.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot coming out because there's mechanisms of action by how this works, right? And I know one of the ways is that my genetics act as a frequency shield, because look at this, right? In the last 6 months, as I've mentioned numerous times recently, I've received lots of samples of my genetics grown by Credence Craft, and occasionally he will also send me something that he grew in the same environment at the same time with the same inputs, but it was other breeders' genetics. I don't need to mention who the other breeders are. It doesn't matter because it's all the same. They're all working with the same trash. It's not their fault. That's all they've had available to them up until now. But point is, two sets of flowers grown by the same person, same intentions, same inputs, same everything, but the genetics are different and the effects are like night and day. You've got one thing that's like a paracetamol versus one thing that's like a fentanyl, which is kind of a bad example in some ways. But what I'm saying is the difference is like night and day. There's a huge difference. You've got one that does pretty much not very much at all and is boring and is just the general crap that everybody has. And then you've got another one, which, as you say, will last for hours, which will motivate you, which will have you out in nature. Like for me, I'd go and walk a dog. And I'd either fucking walk the dog 2-3 times longer than normal, or I'd give the dog its walk, take it back home, roll another spliff, get straight back out there to spend fucking more hours on the beach enjoying nature and all that kind of thing. You know what I mean? The energizing, the good aspects of it. So there's we are in a society, in a world right now that is bathed in frequencies: Wi-Fi, 5G, ELF, EMF. We're constantly, if we could see it, we're surrounded and bombarded by negative frequencies everywhere. And I believe that is also one of the fucking differences between mine and other stuff, is that something in these genetics acts as one, an EMF shield type effect, and also a frequency modulator. So it enables us to break through these fucking negative, depressing frequencies to access higher fucking, sounds like old school
the
chronic here, but
conscious, exactly. No, you talk very right, Blue. Yes, because what we talk about, we can say only yes, your marijuana connected with the good vibration and put out the negative. Also, if we are completely infected everywhere from TV, from mobile phone,
yes,
from a microwave, from I don't know everything. Your marijuana is like
it's a
the
defense
medicine.
mechanism,
Yeah, it's the put like out the anti mechanism of the bad.
like a
I know it's
shield.
very, yes, it's like a lock. It's like you get what I mean. You
Yeah,
unlock a part, so they lock a part, and with your marijuana, I can unlock and still vibing like before, like a person before the 90,
yeah,
before start the
connects us with the Schumann
globalization.
resonance.
Yeah, all this
If you look
stuff.
into the Schumann resonance
Yeah,
about all the
You can travel in the time with your stuff. Then with the other, no, you remain in the present. And
yeah,
you think only about present. With your, I can think outside. Really, I can travel in the time.
yeah,
It's true. It's true.
it opens the mind in many different ways and acts on
Yeah,
the mind
you
in many
become
different
a
ways.
mind traveler. So you become a cosmonautic, like it was before with LSD.
Yeah,
Like was before with I don't know all this stuff. All this stuff.
many people report mushroom-like experiences with my genetics, and to be honest, I had one not too long ago, and it ties in with what I said about taking a break. Right? Again, I don't know what happened. It doesn't really matter what happened, but Creators Craft took a week to send me something. So I had 1 week off. And in that time, it kind of recalibrated, in a sense, my cannabinoid system. I started to remember my dreams again. You know what it's like. But the important thing is, on that seventh day when it arrived, and I made a joint and went down the beach. Like what those effects were like after taking 1 week off was unbelievable. It was like how I'd imagine it would be for somebody with a virgin endocannabinoid system, or somebody who doesn't really smoke too often compared to people like us, and who hasn't experienced the old timer one gene pool, because the effects were like, I'm walking down the path and the wind's blowing the trees and I'm looking at the leaves and I'm having these kind of mushroom like thoughts that, I can
Yeah,
see
yeah.
all the leaves. And what I meant is I've like, they've, it's just so strange. It was like a mild mushroom trip, you know. All the colors. Right? I was walking down to the beach. The sunlight on the water was like gold paint. The wind felt different. Everything was enhanced,
Yes,
and it was
brother.
just
I think this is is the pineal gland game.
yes,
You know, and you reconnected with the nature, the conscious, you vibing high. It's
yeah,
all this. Is you see different color,
yeah,
the real all the sfumature of the nature. Then with the other stuff, no, because with the other stuff you thinking only about the other to be jealous. I'm the best. I need to be the best. I need to arrive. I need to arrive very wealthy. I need to have a lot of money, all this stuff. Then
yeah.
with your marijuana, you're free from all this lock. You get what I mean?
I totally get what
You
you
are
mean.
completely free from all this lock. You want only go and run. You want only go and do a very great day of fishing by yourself, alone. You don't need any person.
Yeah,
You want to go, I don't know, for surfing. I take my board and I go down on the beach and I want to surfing for 6 hours. You don't feel any tired. You don't feel nothing. Also the sun, all this stuff. Then with the other, you feel lazy. So you can go for 1 hour, 2 hours. No, no, I need to go home back. I want to
yeah.
smoke.
Well, it's really good to have somebody like you who's really able to articulate everything in a really good way that people can understand, you know, and to start to get people to see that it's not just me saying these things. And, you know, I'm not trying to say it for any particular commercial gain. Like now, unfortunately, as we speak today, I've kind of reached that point where I don't know. Perhaps conversations like this reinvigorate me a little bit more and inspire me to carry on. But like recently,
We
I've
we need to do more podcasts about this. Not
100.
only about talk, a flower. No, no, proper mind connections, mind elevation. Because in your stuff, in your gene pool, you find all this. It's like you go in the jungle, you take ayahuasca. It's not strong like this, but the effect on long term with your gene pool is this. So real medicinal, you burn all the fucking negative you have inside, all the toxin put inside your body and your mind from the system.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
It's very difficult, Blue, to explain. The person still thinking I'm a crazy. But I say only by
I
the seeds
understand you
and
perfectly.
grow by yourself. If you don't understand, meaning you don't have experience on cannabis, you know only OG Kush.
Yeah.
I know the cannabis while before OG Kush. Okay. Also, I'm a very young. I'm 37, almost 38. But I smoke cannabis from when I have 11. So I have 20 years minimum experience of cannabis. A lot also my brother work and live in Switzerland in the early 90 2000 there before they have the real skunk from the old days, the real necrotic, the one smell proper shit like offensive smell.
Yeah.
No, the I don't know, the lemon, candy lemon, eucalyptus, this stuff. No, no,
And
it's
what,
much more complex.
and what people
Uh,
need to understand is it's been deliberately done. It's been a deliberate attack on the plants and on us by proxy.
yeah,
You know, it's been a
yeah,
deliberate desecration of what was once a sacred plant with sacred kind of effects. You know, and as you say, cookies has become like the McDonald's of cannabis. You know, it's absolute garbage, and that's
exactly,
what.
brother. You do a perfect example. Cookies is the McDonald's cannabis. Is the fast food. We
And
talk about
Berners, the
also
Ronald
with a
McDonald
Canadian
clown.
friend, with my Canadian friend Tony. He's very good grower and smoker. He know a lot about cannabis. Ever we say about this type of marijuana, oh yeah, that's BBQ marijuana. You know when you have BBQ with your mates, stay beer, stay alcohol, and you smoke stupid cannabis. Because if I go on BBQ and smoke a gram of your stuff, I don't want to go with anybody. I want to stay with myself. I don't want to eat. I don't want to drink. I don't want to do anything about this.
Well, every time you mention a gram, I think of this new kind of phrase I've coined as well, because I do believe these genetics are, in boxing, they say the pound for pound champion. Well, this is the
Oh,
gram for gram champion. If you smoke 1 gram of this versus 1 gram of anybody else's bullshit, mine's winning every single time.
bro, you smoke 1 gram of some of your necrotic from Bosso, from Fino, from Terstown ticket. You go in completely other dimension. You don't want. It's like you take mushrooms. You don't want to be with the other person. You want to go in the nature, listen to nature, watching the nature, observe with calm. You are not on anxiety. You are not on rush. When you smoke the other marijuana, you have no rush because you need more. You get what I mean? With you are not. You are
Yeah,
calm. You can
I get what
observe.
you
You
mean.
can understand. You can understand very well.
Of course, of course, of course. But that's that's the we're from one position, whereas most people are from a completely different position because of their lack of experience. And unfortunately, this industry is so ego driven that you can imagine all these fucking American breeders that have bought my seeds and grown them and not given me credit. I could just imagine it so many times where they've just, for the first time, probably all of them have experienced real effects, and they've just been sat on their fucking fat asses by my genetics, thinking, "Fuck, this fucking guy from the UK, he really does piss all over
Brother,
us,"
but
and they
this
just
is a
can't bring
big
themselves to admit it.
this is a big dream, Blue. But I think in US it's all lost. The person are so egocentric. Also, the breeder I think was good. They lose their fucking name for the collaboration with shit. I don't mention it anybody, but I think you understand who I talk
Bodhi.
about. I can say yes or not, please. And
Okay, okay. Well, the thing is, right? I'll say yes or no. I'll say Bodhi. Now, listen, Bodhi
and
obviously did
and
part company. Let me finish,
and
bro.
I
Bodhi
don't
did
know.
part company with Burner, which is good. So he danced with the devil for a bit and then fucked him off. But the reason I've got an issue with Bodhi is what I said to Rich the other day, right? I don't respect him anymore because of this. It's all very well to say you want to stay out of drama and this, that, and the other. That's fine to not get involved with drama. And that's very fucking laudable and great. But I don't respect people who know the truth and sit on the sidelines keeping quiet, because back in 2015 to 2017, we were on a private forum and Bodhi used to speak to me every single week. He doesn't live his life on social media, so he wasn't on there every day, but once a week at least, we'd communicate. So he knows the full story about what I had, and he knows the full story about what went down on that forum. And he knows full well that I sent him seeds because we were talking. I sent him a whole bunch of seeds, and he was going to send in return his Hippie Slayer F2 or Hippie Killer, whatever the fuck it was called, F2s, because the terp profiles he was describing on that one was very similar to my purple garlic, pickled onion, vinegar skunk, right? So we were going to just see
Yeah.
what they were like. Now, so I've sent Bodhi seeds. Now, prior to me sending Bodhi seeds, he was always saying, "Oh, well, I've got something a bit skunky or it's a bit musky, but it's not really skunk." And now, since he's got his American skunk selection, and I don't know if that's skunky or not, to be honest, I haven't really followed it, but I want Bodhi to, one, admit that we were fucking in contact regular and he knew what was going on that forum. Two, admit that he received seeds from me because he told me they arrived and he collected them from the fucking post box I sent them to. And three, um, say if he ever grew them and what he found. And four, if he's really about the plant and being this honest, soulful fucking person, I could quite easily send Bodhi a ton of skunk seeds, which he will grow and find ridiculous fucking skunks in. And then he can verify it to the world. Not that I need verification from anybody, but everybody sucks him off as some of the the greatest guy on earth. Well, when Bodhi fucking says I've got skunk, then everybody else in America can shut their fucking mouths, can't they? Because they're all liars anyway, bro. They all know I've got it. Jodri has known since day one, that before
Brother, but
anybody
okay,
else.
they confirm you have a skunk in the hands. Is every single month you create a profile, they put down.
Every fucking day,
So
more like,
why,
bro.
if you're a retard and talk liars, why spend all this energy?
Yeah, exactly. And then
You
you
get
got
what I mean?
fucking
If I
dickheads.
arrive another person and say, yeah, I have a skunk, and I don't know, Kevin Jodry is a dickhead, Minjin is a gay, but he's a person, don't have anything on hands. They
No,
laugh only. But why on you? They put down, I don't know, how many profiles? 60?
no,
65? How many?
100. I've stopped this week at 100. I don't give a fuck about Instagram
100.
anymore.
Sorry,
100.
100 profiles shoot down. I don't know, meaning something
Because
or
they're
not?
fucking agents. They're feds. Most of them are fucking
But
DEA
because
fed
for me,
gatekeepers.
brother, also they grow all your skunk by in secret, like
Yes,
JJ.
of
Instead, they
course.
buy from other person, take your seeds, grow, say, oh fuck, this is true, they have skunk. So we need to put down, otherwise he put down all the circus, all Babylonia here. Is
Yeah,
this? Because when I
exactly.
go out, your staff say, bro, that's skunk. That smells skunk. That does smell like commercial marijuana. You get what I mean?
Yeah,
And I think Dems too, they grow out your seeds in secret without anybody know, only the small circle of Dems, so the person you mention it, and they decide, no, this guy is not cool. This guy can put out the reality. This guy can a weak person. So this guy can steal our money because they thinking about this. They think about money. Don't
yeah,
think about the fucking regenerate person, cure mind the mind of the person. No, no, no. They think only about business,
of course.
about
That's all
create
they are.
money and create dependence, create obsession by them seeds. So they are scared about you. You are danger for them. You
Absolutely.
get what I mean?
Of course. I've seen it from day one.
Yeah.
But bro, I've got about 5 minutes before I have to go to an appointment, unfortunately. So
Okay, brother.
if
So,
you've got anything else you want to finish up on, or if you'd like to do a part two even later, if there's, but I just have to nip out for about fucking 15 minutes, unfortunately, just to do something which I can't avoid right now.
don't worry, brother. So, I'm quite happy if you invite me also in the podcast when you do your revelation.
Yeah.
And if I can come in, also I'm in silence. I don't say nothing, but I want to listen on live what you have to say of the world about the new research about your stuff and all the discovery you have on your gene pool.
Well, it won't be a podcast that I sort of controls. It was somebody else's podcast, and I'll be going to their studio, I guess. So, but I'll certainly let you know when that drops, and then when that has dropped, we can come back on this podcast and talk about some of that information. We have kind of touched on it already, some of it today, but the full sort of revelations will come out on that one. But
Okay.
it's been
Okay, brother.
excellent to
So
have you on.
just let me know, and thank you for having me again on the podcast. Was very happy morning,
Bro, if you want
and
to come on every week, once a week, you'd be more than welcome. You know, everybody enjoys listening to you. I enjoy having you on because you're a real cannabis person and you're a real genuine person anyway. And everything you say, I totally understand and agree with.
okay, bro. So yes, I'm say yes. So if we want to also do every week or every 10 days, talk
Yeah,
about the small part of every day of about a new revelation, new discovery about real cannabis culture. Yes, why not?
yeah. And yeah, I'm sure there'll be plenty of things we could talk about. And also, if you keep on popping seeds, that'll be cool with what you find. And I'll also need to send you some new varieties to check out, bro.
Yes, please. Please, I send you my address. Send me the new
I
the
will
new
do.
new. I go to pop immediately.
It'd be nice to get more people in Spain growing the genetics as well, really worldwide. But as I say, I'm easing up on my what has been quite a strong focus on America in the last 5 years because yeah, I just don't care. The American kind of community by and large, hasn't done the right thing, hasn't supported, hasn't told the truth, hasn't had the balls and integrity to come on like you have today and tell
Other,
nothing but the truth.
but the U.S. community is the one spread out the infected cannabis so they can understand they are the problem. For me, we need to spread out. I have some friend in Canada. In Canada, they can understand. Also, I have a lot of friends now start the legalization in America Latina, so all Centrum and South America. Then we need to spread out your seeds, I think.
100%. And we need to make sure
Like
that, you know,
Uruguay, Argentina, Brazil, Colombia.
yeah, that's where the good people are as well. All them companies,
Yes,
all those countries,
yes.
well, you've just mentioned, I've met fucking good people in all of them, you know?
Yes, and very awakened people because they're still
Yes.
smoking sativa.
Yeah.
So when they smoke cookies or smoke OG Kush or smoke sour diesel, they are good on terps, on bouquet. But it's a commercial crappy stuff compared to, I don't know, there's some landrace there. Look, proper yesterday I talked with my mate and he told me, whoa, bro, when I was in Santa Marta in Colombia, I smoked the most terpy weed I ever tried. Was a mix of Punto Rojo. Punto Rojo is the Red Queen from Panama.
Yeah.
Okay, Panama Red cross Santa Marta, Lemon Santa Marta. So say, bro, it's incredible. It's nothing compared to the this new modern polyhybrid marijuana, and him grow proper in large scale. But say I never test shit like this. So for me, the Latin America is the good place for spread out real skunk. They
Well, if
can
you've got some
understand.
good people over there, get them to hit me up on my email and I'll
Yes,
get
brother.
them some
Look,
seats out there,
look.
you
I
know?
go back in Panama. I come. My father come from Panama, so I know a person there, and I go back Panama in November.
Oh,
So
awesome.
we need to chat in before. If you want, I bring there some seed of some my friend.
Definitely. Well, bro, I've got to wrap it up here because basically I've got to go pick up my nephew from nursery. So I've got to get off. But
Okay, brother. So have a nice weekend and nothing. Much love and peace,
much
brother.
love to you too, bro. This is an awesome episode. Rich can drop this straight away today. Needs no editing. And yeah, you've done the cannabis community a favor by telling the truth and, you know, exposing the lies. So appreciate you, bro, and come back on very soon. And everybody else, thank you for listening. Catch you on the next episode.